The Nebraska Cornhuskers just put the Big Ten on alert. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron,
I'm Paul.
and we're the Big Ten guys. On the daily, Big Ten news, rumors, insights, everything you want to hear about the Big Ten right here. So don't miss out. All you got to do, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and Paul, what else do I got to do?
You got to hit that like button.
Hit the like button so you don't miss out. So today, and I'm going to say this to start off. I'm a Michigan State fan, Paul.
I'm a Michigan fan.
But we love the Big Ten, so we got to talk about this.
Greatest conference on earth.
That's right, hands down. So we have to talk Nebraska Cornhusker football. So first and foremost, we're not looking at the depth charts just yet, but we know one of the biggest acquisitions. I'm a PE teacher. I don't teach English. Acquisitions, there we go, is the Nebraska Cornhuskers acquiring Alabama's Elijah Pritchett, projected to start at right tackle for the Cornhuskers. And we know that offensive line, they got some returners coming from last year, but Pritchett really going to be holding down that right side. And in turn, what I think is going to be huge for the Nebraska Cornhuskers is their rushing attack, and specifically a guy I don't think a lot of people are talking about outside of Nebraska, and that is Emmett Johnson. So you guys know Emmett Johnson came onto the scene really towards the end of the year, specifically against the Wisconsin Badgers and that win that they had at home. I was going to say at Camp Randall, not at Camp Randall, but again, a young guy going into a sophomore year with a lot of potential. And we know as well with a sophomore quarterback in Dylan Raiola that there is a lot of potential on this Nebraska team. What do you think about it, Paul?
Yeah, I really like the move. I mean, in the Big Ten, you got to be good in the trenches. And if you're going to steal anyone's offensive lineman, Bama's the place to go. I think it's going to be huge for the O-line, and I really like Emmett Johnson. He tore it up at the end of last year, and if you want to win in the Big Ten, you got to be able to run the football. Yeah. So things are looking up.
And I would tell you as a Michigan State fan, I think Nebraska is trending in a positive direction. Getting Matt Rule, obviously Raiola, and the things that they're doing at Nebraska. And more specifically, too, if we want to really dive into this, you look from obviously getting these transfers, especially Pritchett, looking at a potential breakout player like Emmett Johnson, and obviously Raiola, that was the number one quarterback coming out of his recruiting class. As I said, looking up, but even better is when you look at Nebraska's schedule. And I think this is what is going to surprise a lot of people. If you're a Nebraska fan, you've probably already seen this, but the first three games, they should be 3-0 off the bat. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, and I know last year they started, I think it was 5-1 before they kind of fell off. But if you look at the schedule, things play out pretty favorably for them all year. Like, a lot of their toughest games, like Michigan, USC, Iowa, Michigan State, they're all at home. Penn State on the road is going to be a tough one, but I mean, there's 9-10 of these games where I'm like, Nebraska's probably the favorite in them.
Yeah, and I will say this because I don't want to be biased. Michigan State should not be a difficult game for Nebraska. Should not. Home game, they should probably roll them, and it's going to be hard for me to watch. But again, you look at Cincinnati, Akron, and then Houston. I can't even say it with a straight. Yeah, I can't even say it with a straight face. But Houston Christian.
Don't sleep on Houston.
Don't
Christian.
sleep on them. But then that is difficult. Then I mean, you start off with 5 home games. Michigan is who knows what Michigan's going to be there. I think a lot of people were surprised how Michigan finished the season last year. But again, I think Nebraska is on the scene, ready to surprise people and ready to take that next step in the Big Ten that everyone, quite frankly, in my opinion, has been waiting for them or assuming that they were going to take at some point. And I think they're going to do that definitely under Rule and Raiola.
Yeah, and if you look at that, for that Michigan game, if you want to play Michigan early in the season is the time to do it. Like, they're probably going to have a freshman QB. This is going to be his first big-time road game. Like, as a Michigan fan, I'm a little afraid of that game. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if Nebraska's 4-0 and probably bust into the polls if they beat Michigan in that game.
For sure. And I think as well, the big thing for Nebraska is they are not afraid to go out and recruit and spend that money. Obviously, getting someone like Raiola, the man's not cheap, being the number one recruit. But I think that looking again at the team, the weapons they have, that a lot of these should be easy wins, because especially after Michigan, Paul, let's look at it. And granted, this is all based on last year, but you look at Michigan State should be an easy win. Maryland, they don't got Tungavaloa coming back.
Yeah,
he's gone. Minnesota, PJ Fleck, I know he's saying he's rowing the boats, but they have not lived up to the expectations I thought they would have under Fleck. Yeah, they've won some games, but they've really been Minnesota of old, in my opinion. Northwestern, I think, is still on a downward trend with Fitzgerald out. USC,
who knows what to expect from them.
USC, I feel like obviously Nebraska fans, you were new to the Big Ten really not that long ago, and then it was Rutgers, Maryland, trying to make rivalries with people, which still feels weird. But now you have USC and UCLA, and I think really both of those teams are not, I don't think they're great. I really don't. Definitely not UCLA, even though they got Nico at quarterback from Tennessee. But USC, I just don't know about those two. Penn State will be difficult.
Yeah,
that is for sure going to be a hard game.
I could see that being a game where Nebraska's 8-2 going into it, and you got two top 15 teams battling it out in the prime time, which I think Nebraska fans have been wanting a game like that for a long time.
For sure.
I don't know that the game's going to go well for you guys, but
right. And I would say too, even Iowa at the end of the year, that's a tough game for Nebraska. But again, that's at home, so you don't have to go into those pink locker rooms.
Nobody likes the pink.
No one likes the pink locker rooms. That's for sure. So, big question following this conversation about Nebraska football is, one, do you think Emmett Smith? That's what he went to Florida. No, and he's retired. Anyways, Emmett Johnson, do you think he has that potential to break out? Do you expect that to be Nebraska's big breakout player, or is there someone else you are thinking will break out for the Cornhuskers? Now, Raiola, let's exclude him. I think a lot of people have high expectations for him, much like Bryce Underwood for the University of Michigan. Honestly, I have huge expectations for Aiden Childs, but we need an offense. We need a lot. We need a lot of work there. And Nebraska is head and shoulders ahead of Michigan State at the moment, in my opinion. But again, Emmett Johnson, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Don't be surprised if he ends up getting all conference honors, whether that's first team, second team, honorable mention. But I think they can surprise a lot of people. Paul?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I think Nebraska's definitely on the up. We didn't talk about it a ton, but I think Matt Rule's a good coach.
Yeah.
He didn't quite pan out in the NFL, but what he did at Baylor was super impressive, and you can already see that happening at Nebraska. Yeah. I think he's going to do it again.
As well at Temple. And let me just say this too. The greatest college football coach of all time, and I know a lot of people in Nebraska may not agree with this, but Nick Saban.
Oh,
no, wrong.
Okay.
Mel Tucker. Well, no, too soon. That was awkward. No, is Nick Saban. And Nick Saban went to the Dolphins and did not do well. Matt Rule went to a rough Carolina Panthers team and was expected to turn it around. And that is a tall drink of water. And so when it comes down to it, I get it. And so I think landing at Nebraska is great for him. And I think he's going to prove everyone that he's not a bust. Everywhere he's been besides the Panthers, he has succeeded. So I think it's the same in Nebraska. So.
And Lord knows Nebraska fans deserve some good football. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. You deserve it. Expect Nebraska to do great things this year. Again, who do you think is going to break out for the Cornhuskers this year? Comment below. And on the way out, Paul, tell them what do they need to do?
Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and those alerts. You don't want to miss what we're going to be putting out this summer.
Don't miss out. We'll talk later. Peace.
See ya.